Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, and welcome to the Amateur Otaku podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Isak Wolff, and joining me today is my lovely, um, pun-loving, and co-founder of the pod, Brandon Alvarado. How's it going, bud?
Yo, 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 yo. What is up?
It's going good. I'm just tired as always. That's why my specific profile pic, but I digress. But anyway, this is something that I have kinda sort of talked about for a while, but it's never been happening until now. And that this is sort of like a shot in the dark, so to speak, because it's a fairly new shonen manga, and that it came out, and I first do you know For Never World?
Yes, I do.
Uh, I sub to him about news of anime and manga stuff, and he showed me that first chapter of the manga, and I'm just, this looks interesting. And I started to follow it for a couple of weeks, and I just felt that I remember talking to you about, you should check this out. I think this one has potential. Weren't this like 3 chapters in then?
Yeah, I think we were at least 2 to 3 chapters. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's currently at, let me check here, 11,
It's
11 chapters, although we are just going to cover, in this episode, is going to cover chapter 1, sort of like a pilot episode, as you will. And then, in what pace we are moving forward after that, we are designing afterwards. But just felt that why not trying to talk about something that I can't see many other people talking about, honestly. And it's had me hooked, and hopefully this is we all know that Shonen Jump likes to at times cancel the mangas, but luckily it's currently going on strong apparently. So, but anyway, you have read Bleach, right?
yes. I've actually seen a good chunk
Yeah,
of Bleach. And I'm reading. Well, I haven't read it in a while, but I read a little bit of the manga too.
yeah. Now that I think about it, we did a Bleach episode, so of course you know about Bleach. Brain fart. But what would you classify this anime as? Sort of, I would, when I pitched it for you, I sort of said something along the lines of Bleach meets Attack on Titans in some regard. What do you what are your general thoughts about it when you first read the chapter?
So, I mean, I think it's best to give it a little bit about the premise, right? Um,
Yeah,
and it's a shonen anime. Of course, we got this guy that pretty much just graduated high school or is about to, trying to find a job, which kind of you can question whether or not it's a shonen or not because he's technically no longer in school, but he's learning in terms of the job that he's going to follow, right? And he is young,
yeah.
so you could say it
It's kind
has
of
this.
refreshing that it's kind of refreshing that he isn't in the same
Right, it's not a school
age range,
setting.
honestly.
Yeah, it's not a school setting like driven anime, right? Like Jujutsu
Yeah,
Kaisen and all that stuff. Um,
I'm not saying that those are bad. It's just more refreshing to see
it's a
someone
different take.
in
Yeah,
a,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, 100%. Don't disagree, 100%. So, uh, I mean, so far things that so Doron Dororon is. it kind of introduces itself as another good versus evil, um good versus evil plot between humans and demons, and you have this main character that has the desire to be a hero and to help people, right? So it has a lot of very common, simple tropes. I think I But what makes it is again humans against demons. That's part of the main plot. Um, One of the main themes. Which, by the way, demons are like more than any time before. They're like the trend, right? Like yet
Yeah,
another manga about humans against demons. I mean, we got
Mhm.
Jujutsu Kaisen, we got Demon Slayer. Um, I mean, Bleach is not necessarily demons, but like there's a third shonen that's been picked up that has demons front and center as the main bad guy, right? So um the hero, what makes this show, what makes this anime interesting, we keep saying anime, what makes this new book interesting, I think it's the dynamics between the main characters, right? um
yeah,
and and a lot of people are going to say that it has a lot of Demon Slayer, it has a lot of Bleach, it has a lot of Soul Eater, it has a lot of Black Clover as well. Like it has a lot of
I
great
haven't read
interest.
Black Clover honestly, so I can't
But
speak on that regard.
well, I've only seen the pilot, which for some reason I just didn't like at all. But I have to watch it again. Um, but I'll give you a little bit of the premise of it, right? So, so it has a lot of good factors from a lot that you can see that the creator Gen Oosuka uh, drew a lot of stuff from a lot of stuff that's going on right now that's been popular, and you can tell that he is trying to find ways of making it unique with his own touch. And I think that it has a lot of things going for it. There's a lot of things that are working and things that he is giving in his own touch. For example, one of the things that stands out to me as I was reading the first chapter specifically is that the demon designs are very particular. Like they're very over the top, classy, and grotesque. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Which is not the most common. Like, and it has a certain high end, even kind of obnoxious art style. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't necessarily feel. It feels a lot less anime and a lot more art gallery kind of art. Does that make sense? Especially when you look at the design of the first demon that you see. Um, the demons are called Mononoke.
yeah,
And the only ones that are able to defeat demons are the so-called samurais, which samurai, of course, are a big figure in history. But of course, that's the name that they're giving to the demon slayers or to the warriors that are protecting the common folk from demons. So similar to most stories like Bleach, which I think this is why you see the big Bleach connection, right? Is that only those that are able to tap into spiritual energy, right? Only those and
yeah,
only them can actually fight demons. And those that have enough or strong enough energy can beat demons. So that's a big factor. Um, so pretty much the story is about this kid called Dora Sasaki, who's always wanted to do the right thing, always wanted to be a hero. We know from the very beginning he has a tragic backstory, like any great hero. But of course, he's learned to keep a smile on his face and focus on doing the right thing to make his um, late mother proud. And after he graduates high school, he goes to take the exam to become a samurai, and he fails, which is which is the most interesting thing. And this is what you don't know, Isaac. This is where I see the Black Clover aspect of it, because so the whole thing about Black Clover, that at least as far as I understand it, is that those that want to be mages or wizards, right? Like
yeah,
just like One Piece has the One Piece, just like Naruto has Hokage, the World of Black Clover has the Wizard King. That's like the goal. like the greatest wizard of all becomes the Wizard King, right? So so all these main characters from Black Clover kind of want to become wizards and have a talent for magic. And because they have a talent for magic, whenever they come of age, similar to the letters of Hogwarts, right? They receive a book called a grimoire, and that book is the book that chooses them, and they will learn to perfect the arts from that book. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the whole thing about the main character Asta is that he has no magical potential.
Ah.
So he of course goes full on Goku, which is probably why a lot of people love him in the sense that, or actually he goes full on Rock Lee in the sense that he probably doesn't have any magical potential, but he is like the most physical apt body you'll meet, right? Like he's always training his body and all that stuff, right? Because he's going to become the Wizard King no matter what. So the whole twist of it is that he receives the Black Clover Grimoire out of nowhere that belonged to the Demon King, and that's how he gets power. So someone without power has wicked power, and it's all about, and that's why the show is called Black Clover, because he has a Black Clover book. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
the whole thing with Doron Dororon, apart from the fact that the main character's name is Dora Sasaki, right? For some reason, whenever demons speak, they say Doron Dororon. Which, do you know what that means? Because I don't know. Does that have a
I don't
meaning?
know either.
Because that would be a
And
very interesting thing to talk about. Because I don't I don't know exactly what that means. But
oh, but I have to mention, I know that we are going back a bit, and it is not super spoilerish, but you know, the when he got knows that he doesn't have the have any form of supernatural energy.
mhm.
When we have the big guy
Yeah.
going and he is, yeah, it's like um, but just dragging him like it's nothing, and
Yeah. So yeah,
I
so
started to laugh at
yeah,
that,
and
if
that's
I'm being
very,
honest.
but then and I think this is the biggest problem that a lot of people a lot of authors probably run into, is that that's very Jujutsu Kaisen,
Yeah.
because that's the whole thing about Itadori. He's excessively physically strong, right? So so what makes this one unique? And I think it's a mixture of, it's because it's its own take about uh uh a buddy cop a
About a
buddy a
cup.
buddy cop show. Yeah. Like, I think that's the angle that's working, because the whole thing about Doron Dororon is not just the fact that he has no physical ability and he wants to help people. He not I'm sorry. He Dora has no magical ability and wants to help people. Is that he finds a Mononoke, which by the way, that's the name for demons, that actually wants demons to stop
To
killing people. And of course, similar to Demon Slayer, demons eat humans for sustenance and pleasure. And we meet a demon that doesn't like to eat humans. We don't know why, but this particular demon is not necessarily strong, but has a very powerful shapeshifting ability, which, by the way, very convenient. But
also, is it just me, or does the design scream, for lack of a better term, merchandise? If you get what I mean.
yeah, yeah, it does. It does. But at the same time, it makes sense for the for the
Yeah,
manga.
yeah.
Um,
I'm not saying that it doesn't. I mean,
right,
it
right, right, but I
just
know what you mean. Especially as you go, and I don't want to. I think we should. I think I know what you mean, but we don't want to spoil it. And what we mean by shape shifting is that everybody's scared of Mononokes because they know that once demons began to appear, people were being eaten and all that stuff. So Dora is hanging out with Kusanagi. What's the name of the Mononoke?
yeah.
He's hanging with Kusanagi, and Kusanagi is a shape shifting Mononoke. So he can't just walk around with a demon. So it's cool because Kusanagi takes the shape of a backpack or takes the shape of an umbrella or takes the shape of headphones, which is very cool. And very creative, I would say, because it kind of justifies. And the only way you know that Kusanagi's there is because you can see his eyes. Um, but it's that perfect mix. Like they need each other. Like just like Kusanagi supplies the spiritual power, and then Dora applies the physical power, and is that perfect blend of abilities and trust that allow them to fight demons. And I think that sets the stage for mystery, right? Because there, it's a manga, so there's going to be secrets revealed over time. We're going to learn why Kusanagi is against eating humans. Um, we I don't know. There might be some other stuff about Dora that we don't know. Um, but yeah, I don't think it's enough. There's a lot to say about the demons because the demons are very similar to Demon Slayer. Like they're very dangerous. They can regenerate if they're strong enough. The one thing is that they don't get weakened by sunlight, so they appear in the middle of the day, which I think is a good twist because that means that they're a threat at any time.
Yeah.
And they're a more violent threat because it's not like Demon Slayer or like for example Jujutsu Kaisen, where demons normally wreak havoc in very specific conditions, right?
They can just pop up everywhere.
Exactly. So what's causing these Mononoke to come up everywhere? Is anybody summoning them, or something's going on? And I like the idea of samurais literally operating as a type of law enforcement as opposed to them just being random vigilantes. Like they get paid for the demon work and stuff like that. And we get a crazy female character, which is a funny it's a different take on the whole Giyu or Kakashi mentor role, right? It's a very particular take on that, which I like. Um, I think we should show some pictures so people know who we're talking about, right? So like this is a picture of so
Wait, I
this
can just okay, never
yeah.
mind.
No, you're good. So this is a picture of Dora Sasaki and Kusanagi. And this is actually Kusanagi in his like final form. No, I'm kidding. That's Kusanagi in like its normal form. That's normally how you look. And then you have another one where you could actually see him like in a transformation kind of, which it's kind of like the promotional art for it, right? Which I think is this one right here. So you kind of see the female character. What's her name again? I don't remember her name.
Let me check again. I just read the
So
latest.
she's one of the main characters. She's an elite samurai, and she kind of like takes Dora and Kusanagi under the wing because they can help her close cases and help her get promotions because all she cares about is her career. I mean, she has a heart, but still, that's a funny twist on the type of character that she is. But here you see,
Ginshiu.
oh, just like you, perfect, another
Yeah.
G. So we got Gojo, we got Giyu, and what's her name again?
Gincheju.
The letter G
Uh,
is in. No,
you as a Jew. G. Ugh, as
yeah.
in you. First letter in that word, and then O.
Mm. So and that's here you see like Kusanagi
I
kind of like changing shape. And in this picture, it kind of gives you an idea how Kusanagi can technically become different types of melee weapons, which I wonder if it's going to evolve at some point where it's not going to be just melee weapons, which would be very cool if that's the case.
I
Um,
wrote the spelling in the private chat.
okay, let me see if I can try and say something about it. Let me see. Ginshio.
Oh,
I mean, not that I'm the greatest person to read, but yeah. So, but yeah, like the art is very interesting. This is just a glimpse of the first page. I'm just going to show you guys. I can't show the whole thing. We don't want this video to be shut down, but
No, 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 no. Don't push the luck. Don't push luck, please.
no, I'm just showing one page. You can see this in the library. Um,
Uh,
you can see the art style is pretty cool. Demons tend to be very, very graphic, very grotesque and interesting. Um, and then you can see pretty much what an anime would look like, kind of, if it ever gets picked up for that. I think it's too young of a series to be something considered to be an anime in the future. But like Isaac said, it has a lot of potential. It's very interesting. Um, and I mean, the characters, I like them a lot. There's a lot to like about the characters. I mean, there's this sense of hope, like all the elements that you would want in a hero figure, you find them in Dora Sasaki, and all the simplicity and kindness, you find it in Kusanagi. Even though you would say the Kusanagi is too soft, but I like the dichotomy of Kusanagi being way soft, but also has such a strong resolve to do the right thing that he becomes the sharpest of blades. You see that? I'm a poet, Isaac.
yeah. For once, you're a poet.
Yeah,
Good on you.
yeah. Now, do you is something in particular that you like the most of it? Like, who do you think? Like, is this the type? Who would you recommend this to?
Hmm. I would recommend. How should I put it? I would recommend it to someone that I don't know how I would call it. Fun buddy cop comedy with supernatural elements. If you like Bleach, if you like Demon Slayer, you will like this series. I dare argue,
Mm,
and you sure it's have some elements of Attack on Titan with it being they can be in days and not just during nights and all that, but it's closer to Demon Slayer and Bleach. Dare I argue, based on what I've seen, and it has enough material on its own that I can see it span out even more. Just in speaking of further chapters, so
yeah, yeah. And I like I think that's the biggest thing, like you said, the buddy cop thing, and the idea that these characters are over the top, focused on making the world a happy place, which is kind of like the most naive goal you could ever have. But I kind of want to watch these characters try and achieve it, because the world is kind of like a dichotomy in and of itself. Like, these are the happiest main characters or the cheesiest main characters you'll see, but the world is like the darkest you'll ever see at the same time. So it's kind of an interesting mix, and I do want to see more of it. You know?
yeah, and it's also not to go into some. I wouldn't say it's the whole. What also makes it unique is the whole. Without going too far into it, but it's a bit going in having sort of like an anti-prejudice message, considering
Yeah.
uh, the
Kusanagi and Dora.
uh, yeah,
Like, don't underestimate people, kind of.
yeah, and don't look,
Yeah.
don't judge by the cover, kind of
Yes.
thing.
Yes. Yes. And also, I like the idea that they're actually, it's a job. It's not just like all those moments, especially with Ginchiya, where like she makes all this money because of what she does. which I kind of want to see how it develops into this, how the government handles and all these things. So there's a lot of room to expand this into so many different areas. I like how it's all set up for it to be something very very big, and I want to see how far they go. So that's all I got, man. Doron Dororon, pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I hope it's going to continue.
Yeah, yeah. Now,
But yeah,
no, go
go
ahead.
on. I was just like, is there anything more you want to add on it?
No, I think we all said our piece. I mean, we didn't go through the whole retelling of the chapter, but at least hopefully you guys were able to get a very good grasp of Doran Dororon and the things that make it what it is. If you have the Viz Manga app for $2.99 a month, you guys have access to plenty of manga, and this is one of those serialized Shonen Jump mangas that's available there. So you can probably read the
It's
first chapter for free. It's pretty awesome.
it's also you can Manga Plus, which is something Mike showed to me. The that you can read it for free also.
Oh,
Well,
sweet.
legal.
Sweet. That's awesome. It's awesome. Cool. So, Isaac, let's wrap this up. Where can people find you, man?
Well, you can find me over at Wobum Entertainment with my work, and you can find me over at Emblemaniac. And when this is uploaded, we should have Vigilantes, My Hero, and My Hero Academia, and Attack on Titan episode ready to go for you all. And I promise we are doing the Samurai, sorry, Ninja Resurrection ASAP.
Very soon. Very soon. You can find me at the Scarlet Fan 52 on Twitter or at the Scarlet Fan 52 on Instagram. And I just noticed I wrote my Twitter wrong. Scarlet Fan 52. Or you can find us at Amateur Otaku Pod on Twitter. And if you log into our YouTube channel, you can subscribe, hit that like button, click on the bell for notifications so you don't miss any episodes. Like he said, My Hero Academia manga every week. My Hero Academia Vigilantes every week. We cover Attack on Titan. We just finished our great series on Demon Slayer. We have great stuff coming from the Amateur Talk podcast every week. So click on the like button, click on the bell for notifications so you do not miss any single episode. We'll see you next time, guys. And hopefully we'll do some more Doron Dororon. Have it awesome.
Yeah, but awesome.
Peace.
Peace.